Manipulators rarely raise their voice. They rarely threaten. They don't need to. Their real weapon isn't aggression, it's a question. A simple, innocent-looking question that slips past your defenses and lands directly in your mind. By the time you realize what just happened, you're already explaining yourself, doubting yourself, and slowly giving away control. I didn't understand this for years. I thought manipulation was obvious. I imagined loud people, angry people, controlling people. I thought I would see it coming. But the most dangerous manipulators I've ever met were calm, polite, even charming. They smiled while they disarmed me. And they never told me what to do. They only asked questions. It always started small, casual, almost friendly. Are you sure you want to do it that way? You don't mind helping, right? You're not really that sensitive, are you? At first, I answered honestly. I wanted to be fair, reasonable, kind. I believed good communication solved everything. So I explained my decisions. I clarified my boundaries. I justified my feelings. That was my mistake. Because every explanation became an opening. Every justification became leverage. Every honest answer gave them more information about where my limits were and how to push past them. One conversation still stays with me. Someone I trusted looked at me and said, calmly, almost softly, "Why are you making such a big deal out of this?" The question hit harder than an insult, because it didn't attack me directly. It attacked my perception of reality. Suddenly, I wasn't defending my decision anymore. I was defending my sanity. I started questioning myself. Maybe I was overreacting. Maybe I was being dramatic. Maybe I was the problem. That's how manipulation works. It doesn't force you, it convinces you to force yourself. Manipulators understand something most people don't. Humans are deeply uncomfortable with guilt, rejection, and social tension. So they design their questions to trigger those exact emotions. They don't say, "Do this for me." They say, "Wouldn't a good person do this?" And now the pressure is internal. One of the most common manipulative questions is disguised as trust. "Don't you trust me?" On the surface, it sounds harmless, even emotional. But hidden inside it is an accusation. If you say no, you're not just declining a request, you're attacking their character. So you rush to repair the imaginary damage. You say yes. You override your instinct. You betray your boundary to prove loyalty. Another question comes wrapped in disappointment. "I thought you were different." That one is powerful because it threatens your identity. It implies you're failing to live up to an image they created. And suddenly, the conversation isn't about what you want or need anymore. It's about restoring their approval. Then there's the question that pretends to be logical. What's the problem? It's not that hard. This question minimizes your experience. It reframes your discomfort as weakness. And if you push back, you look unreasonable. So instead of saying no, you try harder. You stretch yourself thinner. You suffer quietly. Manipulators don't argue facts. They manipulate emotions. For a long time, I didn't realize what was happening. I just knew that after certain conversations, I felt drained, confused, smaller. I replayed their words in my head at night. I wondered why I couldn't stand my ground like other people seemed to. The truth was uncomfortable. I was trained to be manipulable. I had learned that being good meant being agreeable, that being kind meant being available. that setting boundaries meant risking rejection. And manipulators sense this instantly. They don't need to test everyone. They recognize vulnerability the way a predator recognizes movement. Once they know you care about being understood, they use misunderstanding as a weapon. They ask questions that force you to explain yourself endlessly. Can you explain why this matters so much to you? Why do you feel that way? But why can't you just let it go? These questions aren't about understanding. They're about exhausting you. Because the longer you explain, the more tired you become. And tired people give in. There was a moment when everything changed for me. Someone asked one of those questions again. The familiar tone, the same subtle pressure. My body reacted before my mind did. Tight chest, faster breathing, the urge to explain. And then I stopped. I realized something simple but powerful. I don't owe clarity to people who use confusion as a strategy. I don't owe explanations to people who are committed to misunderstanding me. So I answered differently, not aggressively, not emotionally, just calmly. I'm not comfortable with that. No justification, no apology, no explanation. The silence that followed was uncomfortable. Not for me, for them. Because manipulators rely on your participation. Their questions only work if you step into the trap. When you don't, the dynamic breaks. They lose control. They try it again. So you're just going to say no without a reason? And that's when I understood the final truth. A healthy person may ask questions to understand you. A manipulator asks questions to control you. The difference is what happens when you don't answer the way they want. Healthy people respect your boundaries. Manipulators challenge them. From that day on, I started listening differently. Not to what people said, but to how I felt after interacting with them. If a conversation left me doubting myself, defending myself, or feeling guilty for existing, I paid attention. Because manipulation doesn't always feel like pressure. Sometimes it feels like responsibility, like obligation, like being the bigger person, but you don't owe anyone access to your time, energy, or emotions just because they framed their request as a question. Here's the truth most people never learn. You are allowed to say no without explaining. You are allowed to disappoint people. You are allowed to choose yourself, even if someone else doesn't like it. The moment you stop answering manipulative questions is the moment you regain control of your life. And the most powerful response you can give isn't a perfect explanation. It's calm certainty. No anger, no guilt, no debate. Just this quiet message. You don't get to decide who I am or what I owe. When you understand that, manipulators don't disappear. They just lose their power. And that's when you finally become free.